Welcome to Wendy's Wisdom for Living in the Light. Improve your life starting today by understanding your inner gifts and how spirit influences your life. So let's get started. By listening to this episode, you agree to the terms found at wendyswisdom.ca/terms. Hi there. I'm Wendy Kay and welcome to today's show. If you enjoy the show, please like it and follow it, and consider becoming a patron, which will help me to provide you with even more shows. Now, in today's show, I'm going to share with you a bit about what you might be experiencing as you prepare for the rebirth that everyone's going through, but not everyone is feeling. It's also very possible that you've already gone through this experience. We are in a state of transition right now. We're letting go of our old life or incarnation as we welcome in a new incarnation. This transition period or rebirth is allowing us to have some very unique experiences. Many of you are already aware of this transition, but there may be a few of you listening who might not know what's taking place. So let me quickly share a bit of background about the Ascension process. For the last 10 years, since the end of the Mayan calendar on December 21st, 2012, you and the rest of the world have been going through a process that allowed access to a higher spiritual vibration. When I talk about the rest of the world, I mean every living soul, including people, animals, crystals, trees, flowers, water, birds, fish, insects, etc. It also included those in the spirit world. It included any living energy in our universe. It's not just restricted to the planet Earth. That process made changes to your own spiritual energy and vibration. How significant those changes were depended on you as a soul. Not all souls experienced the same changes. Now, I'm not going to get into all the details of those changes because I have spoken about them ad nauseum over the last few years, and I don't want to bore you. However, if you want to know more about those changes, I suggest you go to my website, oralin.com, that's ORALIN.com, and scroll through the list of shows in the player on the home page. Look for shows on Ascension, solar flares, and healing. Give them a listen. They should give you a little bit more insight into the process of ascension. At this time, we're preparing for our rebirth. This has definitely been a challenge for many. Certain souls have been feeling the changes more significantly than other souls. It's not a competition, though. How deeply you're feeling or have felt the changes depends on your life contract, your level of knowledge, your spiritual vibration, your life lessons, what you accomplished on a spiritual level up to this point in your life, what you are meant to accomplish from this point forward, etc. Many souls or people didn't even feel the change because they're not at a level or vibration where they would feel it. Today, we'll talk about what I consider to be a challenging stage of transition, which is feeling pressure to end certain chapters of your life or to resolve issues. In fact, as I talk about it, you might realize that you've already gone through this stage. It might have started or even ended a few months ago. Some of you might not experience this stage at all. Once again, it's going to be unique to you and your life contract. When you're born, you have a life contract that details what you're going to accomplish in this incarnation, and there's a timeline that's associated with it. Timelines can be as short as minutes to over a century long. So you might have to accomplish your life contract in 25 years. That would be for someone who dies fairly young. You might have a life contract for 50 years. So you might get a bit more time to work on things. Some might even have a timeline for this incarnation that is 80 or 90 years in length. We consider that to be a fairly long life. Now, that timeline is broken down into smaller timelines. So you might have 8 years to resolve karma with someone, 15 years to learn a particular life lesson, 25 years to be in a relationship with someone, 10 years to overcome an addiction, etc. Normally, at the end of this incarnation or at the end of the timeline, you die and you go back to spirit. However, this time in the evolution of our souls, things are a bit different. Many are finishing or have finished their life contract for one incarnation that took place in what we call the old energy. And then many are starting or have started a brand new life contract in the Ascension energy. They're considered two different incarnations where you as a soul will be working on different life lessons, karma, or whatever else. Many are going to find their life paths changing in some way. Those changes may be significant or slight. Again, it is unique to each soul. Also, many souls aren't heading into a new incarnation. They're leaving to go back to spirit. Many souls were purposely born at this time in history to experience the transition into the Ascension energy, because you can actually finish off some things that you need to finish off faster than if you were in spirit. That's why people come down into physical or have incarnations, because they can accomplish a lot more much faster than if they stay in spirit. So many souls were born into this time so that they could witness the cutover or the transition to the Ascension energy and resolve or finish off a lot of things that will really take them further ahead on a spiritual level. You might have noticed that many souls are passing back into spirit at this time. COVID was part of the Ascension process of clearing out old energy in a speedy way. Many souls are leaving now because their incarnation is over. But if you're meant to stay and work on another incarnation, it's possible you're noticing some intense life changes. Before you start off that new life contract, you might have some things you still need to resolve or finish off. These are things that you might have been working on for quite some time already. So you might be resolving karma with someone, having to change an attitude, that's karmic in nature, learning a lesson, or changing in some other way. These issues are part of your old life and can't be brought forward into the next part of your life or your rebirth. You can't take the old into the new. As you get closer to the end of your contract, you're going to be pushed or pressured into doing whatever you have left to finish off. If you've been putting off making a decision, you're going to feel the pressure to make that decision. It's going to play over in your mind and basically drive you crazy until you make that decision. If you're resolving karma with the person, you'll find that relationship suddenly becoming very in your face, or the things that make it karmic will start to escalate. You won't be able to escape it. Even if the person is not in front of you, your spirit guides and teachers are going to make sure the thoughts you have help you to do what is necessary. Those changes could simply involve a change in the dynamics of the relationship. So you might have to stop the person from controlling you, or you might have to stop controlling that person. You might have to say something to that person, and it could be as simple as, "I don't like when you do that," or as complicated as having a major conversation. You might have to forgive someone for something that they did to you, or you might have to walk away from that person. Maybe you have to confront that person or resolve a conflict. Maybe you have to overcome a fear of some type. Maybe you have to do something where you are showing self-love. When it comes to karma or life lessons, it really can be anything. It's going to be unique to you. Rest assured, your spirit guides are going to help you to get done what needs to get done. A few weeks ago, I sent out an email to those on my mail list and posted on the Orlin.com homepage and in Facebook several questions inviting people to share how their dreams have changed. And thank you very much to those of you who took the time to share their thoughts and experiences. By the way, if you go to the Oralin.com homepage now, there's a link to a survey where you can share your experiences when it comes to your meditations. While you're there, make sure to sign up on our mail list. You'll automatically be notified when a new survey is posted and when a new show is posted. In the last survey, I received a couple of responses that actually do show that issues that need to be resolved are being worked on. Whitley said, "Lately, I was always busy in my dreams, like driving a car with people inside, coordinating with people about things to do. It's like I've been working on something in the dreams. Often, I wake up feeling mentally exhausted, although physically, I'm refreshed." This is very typical of having a dream where you're working through an issue. Cars and dreams are normally symbolic of your life path, so that's a huge clue to working on issues. Whitley seems to have a good grasp of what's happening in her dreams. She feels mentally exhausted from them, and she realizes that she's been working on issues. Amanda said, "They are very dramatic, and everyone in them is acting like someone in a Twilight Zone episode. Overly weird, if that even makes sense." When you have those weird dreams, it's quite normal that they're a reflection of you working through your issues. You'll dream of people from your life, past or present, that symbolize whatever you're working on when it comes to your issue. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's about the person you're dreaming about. In the past, these types of dreams might not happen that close together, but because you're at the end of a timeline, you could discover that you have those types of dreams night after night. There isn't time to spread them out. Things need to be resolved now. You don't have the luxury of taking months or years to figure it all out. So don't be surprised if you've had many weird dreams where you're working through things. Understand that these dreams are positive as they're helping you to resolve issues faster. They don't feel that way, but they are. If you feel that you're being forced to make changes in your life right now, it's a good idea to step up your energy cleansing and protection, because you'll probably be generating and attracting a lot of negativity. You don't want that because it just makes what you're going through more challenging. Bless your living space and yourself with divine love. Say Psalm 91 daily. Simply doing those things helps to minimize negativity. Do what you need to do to keep negative entities and energy out of your space and away from your personal energy, because you want to make sure you don't have something attached to you that's influencing your thoughts and making your progress slower or more emotionally painful. To finish off, I thought it would be a good idea to ask for a channeled message about this stage of rebirth, and here's what came through. We in Spirit understand that this is a difficult time for many of you. Know that whatever you are leaving behind is not necessary for your new incarnation. Bringing the old with you would be detrimental to your well-being. You would not be able to accomplish what you need to accomplish in the new life contract if you brought those issues with you. It might not feel all that great in this moment, but trust that we are leading you to a better place in life and a better state of mind. You are being prepared for the future. Changes will happen as you move forward that will help you to make sense of what you leave behind. Do remember that you have agreed to all that you are experiencing. Do remember that it is temporary. Many of you have already completed this part of your transition, and it is in the past. Some still have more to clear, but know it is almost complete. Many will fight the change down to the last moment because they must confront things that are scary to them, or that they truly don't want to do, even if it is good for them. What needs to be will be, for we will ensure that all do what is necessary for their spiritual advancement. Go forward without fear. Look forward to the changes coming in the new incarnation, for it gives you a chance to live your life with the knowledge you have gained thus far. Well, I thought his message was pretty clear. I guess he's just telling us to get on with it, deal with what's in front of you so that you can move forward. And I guess we really have to trust and have faith that whatever we're going through is going to lead us to a much better life. I hope what we discussed today gave you some insight into what you might be going through or might have gone through in the last few months. We talked about the rebirth and that in this stage, you might be feeling that you need to resolve issues in your life. You might be having weird dreams or feeling pressure to make changes. It feels like it won't stop until you take action. Things are in your face and you can't seem to escape them because they have to be dealt with. Just remember that your spirit guides and teachers are helping you to do what is necessary, and it might not feel that great, but it is temporary, and you'll be happy to leave it behind once you head into your rebirth and new incarnation. Thanks for joining me today. Don't forget to like the show and follow it and consider becoming a patron. I'm Wendy Kay. Remember to live in the light and to breathe in divine love.